I don't have a fancy little Dharma chat prepared today. I'm slightly underprepared today, but isn't that life sometimes? That's life sometimes. Make sure you have enough space. Make sure you're able to reach out and not bang your arm off anything. We have plenty of space today. I feel like I'm a little out of frame. We'll move a little sideways, a little there. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Feet nice and flat on the floor. Sits bones underneath your shoulders stacked above the hips. Let me pause for 1 second. Those of you at home watching, hi, welcome. I'm Hope with Iron Zen Yoga. Those of you that I don't know, my name is Hope. I'm with Iron Zen Yoga here in town. I'm glad you're here with me today. I'm really grateful that you are here. I was a little worried about the shift in the day and the time. This is what time and day it will be the next time we're here. It's in November. My apologies. I don't remember what day it is. And
20th.
Is it the 20th? Okay, so 20th. We'll make sure it's in the comments section too. All right, now let's get started. Wiggle around in your seat. Find your sits bones. If you need to move a little bit of fleshy bit around so that you can find those sits bones, those are your ischiums. Settle down into those. Let your knees be straight ahead, your feet flat on the floor, hands resting on your lap, shoulders softening away from your ears. Maybe close the eyes or soften your gaze if that's more comfortable. And we'll take these first few moments to just settle into the body and into our practice. Begin to notice how your breath is moving into the body. If you're breathing in through your nose or in through your mouth. And then notice how the breath leaves the body. Is it leaving through the nostrils or between parted lips? And then start to notice how deeply the breath is traveling. Are you breathing just into the upper part of your chest, into the middle of the rib cage, or perhaps a little deeper? And please remember that we're making these observations without judgment. We're just simply witnessing as if we were standing outside of our own body, looking down upon ourselves and just watching what is happening. Does your breath feel as though it's flowing easily today, or does it feel as if it's a bit of a struggle? It's allergy season, so maybe there's not the breathing in through the nose feels a little bit like a struggle. Now, I want you to start to find the tiniest little bit of movement here. Maybe you start to kind of nod your head or turn the head side to side. Maybe you start to roll your shoulders a bit. Maybe a little lateral side to side lean. Maybe leaning forward and back, maybe circling the shoulders above the hips. Maybe you kind of lift your leg. Maybe you roll your ankle. Maybe you roll your wrists. Just taking a moment to evaluate how your body feels this afternoon. How does it feel today? Are there any spaces where you're feeling a little tight, a little tense? Maybe there's some soreness. And again, this is just feedback. We're collecting information about what is currently happening in the body. Allow yourself to settle back into stillness. Collectively, let's start to breathe together. Let me have you bring your hands to your belly. Spread your fingers wide across the belly, letting your index fingers or your tips of your fingers kind of land at the middle of your tummy. And take a big breath in through your nose. Breathe into your hands. And exhale through your nose. And begin to notice the way your hands are moving with your breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. Again, breath in. And breath out. One more time. Big full breath into the hands. Hold at the top. Big open mouth sigh. Beautiful. Relax your hands back down to your lap. And let's begin with some movement. Bringing your chin towards your chest. We're going to take a moment here, and I want you to bring your awareness to the back of your neck. Noticing the way that the muscles at the back stretch down and into the top of your shoulder blades. I've been finding lately I like a little bit of movement here, just kind of moving my ears from side to side, but not a big full movement, just a really soft little side to side movement of the head with the chin tucked towards the chest. Noticing if there's any spaces of tightness or tension or soreness. And then if you have found movement, find stillness, settling the chin back in towards the chest. Now draw the chin towards the sky, lifting the gaze, and maybe flutter the eyes open if you haven't already. And we're going to feel that stretch along the front of the throat into the top of your clavicle. We're feeling that big stretch here. Good. One more inhale here. And exhale, chin to chest. Let's start to move with a bit of breath pace here. Inhale, lift the gaze towards the ceiling. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, breath, lift the chin towards the sky. And exhale, breath, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, breath, we lift. And exhale, breath to tuck. Good. Now come back to center, chin parallel to the ground. And let's take the right ear towards the right shoulder so that now you're bringing a lot of awareness into the side of your neck and into the top of your shoulder. Now reach down through your left fingertips with your fingers pointed down to the ground. I used the thought the other day. Do you guys know who Inspector Gadget is, or do you remember that cartoon? Kind of thinking about if your arm was a go-go gadget arm and you were trying to reach down to the floor, you want some energy moving through those fingertips. And then let's bring our right arm up and just rest your right hand on top of your head. Now you're not pulling, you're just resting the hand on the top of your head, little 2-pound hand that's giving a little bit of extra here. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Now press your left hand, the back of your hand, towards the back of the room. Ooh, feel that deepen a bit there. And now, if it were to feel okay for you, and if it doesn't, feel free to come back out. Take your gaze down towards your right hip or turn your chin down. Now let me caution here, as I just told you to look down. If you are a glaucoma patient, please remember that you need to keep your gaze straight ahead, not taking the gaze down. If your ophthalmologist is going to call me and yell at me because I ask you to look down, please don't do it, okay? Remember, this is your practice. You're doing what feels good in your body, but following doctor's directions as well. Take a big breath in. Breath out, release everything back to center. Now, I notice personally a huge difference in the way my left shoulder and left side of neck feel versus my right now, with just stretching one side. Take a moment and notice. Ooh, does that feel different on your left side? Maybe a little roll through that shoulder. Just noticing those subtle differences. Okay. Let's go other side. Left ear, left shoulder. Ooh, now get your go-go gadget right arm out. Send it down to the ground. You could also be Spider-Man if you wanted to. Bring it, or Spider-Woman. Bring your left hand up, rest it on top of your head. And now we're stretching down the long right side of your neck. And all we're doing, again, we're resting, we're not pulling. Okay? Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. Good. Now, right hand, press the back of your hand towards the back of the room. Just changing the angle of your right arm. Good. And if it were to feel good, turn your gaze down towards your hip or tuck your chin to your chest and keep your gaze straight ahead if you are a glaucoma patient. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Inhale, breath. And exhale. Beautiful. Softly release back to center. All right, let's take some shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears, down your back, draw them away from the ears and forward. So just really moving through a full range of motion here. And then let's switch direction. Shrug up and forward and down. Good. All right, and then let's bicycle backwards. Take one and then the other. This one puts me in mind of a little solid gold shimmy too. And then forward. So that show came around way too early in my life. I wasn't old enough to audition when it came out. It's what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be a solid gold dancer. I missed my calling. All right, take your hands outside of your body. Now your palms are turned ever so slightly forward. So we're not palms straight to the side of the chair, a little bit open here. I want you to imagine that you're being drawn forward by your thumb. Okay, so we're taking them out to about a 45-degree angle. So we're going to take an inhale, reach them out. And then exhale, tuck them back in. Now, not all the way up to your shoulder height, just about halfway. So inhale and exhale. Earlier today, I said this is kind of like being in a kumbaya circle and you want to hold your neighbor's hand. So you inhale and you grab your neighbor's hand. You exhale, let your hands float back down. So we don't usually hold hands all the way up here. We hold hands usually a little further down, right? So we're just going about halfway up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And you're kind of keeping that same tension as if you have go-go gadget hands. And you're wanting to reach down to the floor. Keep your elbow or your shoulders relaxed. Back down. Good, let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Now we're going to turn so that our palms are facing the back of the room. And now we're going to do the same thing but with our pinky fingers. So we're going to reach behind us. So we're inhaling back and exhaling forward. Inhale back and exhale forward. I'm going to stand just for the camera's sake. So we inhale, reach back. Exhale forward. Turn a little sideways here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's do one more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Roll out the shoulders. Any bit of organic movement here, whatever feels natural in your body. A little shaky of the arms like they're limp noodles. Now, tuck your elbows in tight to your rib cage, palms up. Okay. We've done this one together multiple times, but this is a really good one to connect to breath and body. We'll take an inhale breath, open the hands to the side. Keep your elbows nice and tight to your rib cage. Exhale, bring it back in. Good. Inhale, notice your rib cage expanding. Exhale. Inhale, open. I love to see you working with your own breath. Exhale. Let me be your guide. You don't have to be right with me. We're all on our own journey here. Exhale back. Inhale. And if I ever ask you to do something that's not appropriate in your body, please feel free to take a little break to do something alternative, or maybe one arm feels fine to do this, but the other one does not. So always respect your own body. Good, one more, inhale, and the exhale. All right, flip your palms down. Now, this one, really important again, that we keep the elbows snug to the sides of the body, and we think about moving the upper arm bone, your humerus, in the joint. Now, I want you to imagine that you're cleaning crumbs off the table and you swipe them to the left and you swipe them to the right. And you swipe and swipe. So this is actually, the last couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of work on the shoulder joint, the rotator cuff. So this is actually what I came across. They call this a prehab to rehab. So this is a good movement to just have in your repertoire and to do to help keep the joint nice and healthy. Good. I love it. Y'all got those elbows in nice and tight. Good. I had to hold elbows to rib cages this morning when we did this. You guys are killing it. That's no shade to my earlier classes today. We're all different. Let's just do a couple more. Just really focus. Keep those elbows tight. Focus in on keeping them tight. There you go, girl. They were drifting. They were drifting. It's like all the way off the road and back in. Nice. Let's go to wrist rolls. Just start to focus in on rolling the wrist. And we're really trying to notice all those little joints in our wrist. And they probably crack and pop and snap, at least mine do. Anytime I start moving them in this way, they're making all kinds of noise for me. Makes me want a bowl of popcorn every time. I don't know if you can hear that at home on that crack pop or not, but it is cracking. Switch direction. I always ask this. I know I've got knitters in the room. Have knitters in the room? Raise a fist. Yeah. Anybody crochet? Raise your other fist. Any painters, pianists, violinists? Do you do anything with your hands, friends? Do you whip those cookies up? I could go for some cookies. Where's my cookie maker been lately? Bernie's been missing. Bernie's been missing.
I haven't seen her yet.
I guess it's not cookie bacon season, though. It's coming. Let's go to flicky flickies. You got this. You can hold them down. You don't have to hold them up here. You can be low and flicky flicky. Remember, this is as if you've gone to the restroom. There's no paper towels. The hand dryer's broken. You have the most lovely linen pants on, and you don't want wet handprints on your booty when you come out. No wiping the hands on your pants. So we're flicking all the water off. Flicky, 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 flicky. And this feels extra spicy the longer you do it. And that just lets us know we're live. We're getting all that blood flowing in there. We're going, come on, fingers, let's do the work. Let's take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Again, a big breath in. And a big breath out. One more, you can do it. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Woo. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. I like to call this a buzzing feeling, like feeling that blood really coursing through my arms. It's kind of like you fell asleep on your arm and it's just like the blood's rushing in and it's reawakening. Like I can feel that. It's kind of a cool feeling. All right, let's touch the pinky finger to the thumb. I don't know why I had to think so hard about that, but I did. Ring finger to thumb.
That may be your anatomy problem.
It might be part of, well, we haven't got to this body system yet. Middle finger to thumb. I mean, I could have said touch your mitochondria to your organelle. Okay, index finger to your thumb. All right, middle finger to thumb, ring finger, thumb, pinky finger. All right, we're gonna start playing around. Middle finger, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, middle, ring, pinky, index, ring, middle, pinky, thumbs. Yeah, little fawns. Yeah, we got that. All right. Okay, let's go. What time is it? Let's do a little cat-cow and then we'll do a little sun salutation. All right, I personally like to sit a little further up on my chair, and I just realized I didn't get myself one of those metal chairs that I prefer. Man, it's all right. Up on the edge of the chair, let your hands rest at your knees or upper thigh or right above your knee. And we're finding a nice tall spine to begin. So shoulders stack over top of your hips, your chin parallel to the ground. Now when I say chin parallel to the ground, what I mean by that is not looking to the ceiling, not looking to the floor, and we're not kind of leading with our nose. We kind of want to tuck back in just the tiniest little bit. This is that pose or space that we try not to be in when we have pictures because we don't want to even insinuate that we might have a double chin, but we want to think about tucking that chin back in just a little bit. Okay. All right, so cat-cow. We're going to take an inhale. We're going to pull the heart forward, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Think about being drawn forward by your bottom part of your rib cage. Exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, hug your belly and extend your spine towards the back of your chair. Inhale, pull forward for cow. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Very nice, you guys. Let those shoulders really round forward. Inhale, then pull the heart forward. Lift through the sternum. Lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round. And you can kind of let your hands slide on your thighs here too as you inhale, pulling forward. And then exhale, slide your hands forward. Catch your kneecaps, really hug the belly in as you tuck. Inhale, forward, last round. Exhale, tuck and round. Good. Back to neutral space. Shoulders stacking over top of the hips. Let's come to mountain pose. Hands rest sides of body. Now, when you find your mountain pose, we want to find that nice firm foundation through the feet. We build on our sun salutation. Now, those of you that have been practicing with me for quite a while now, remember that you can go right into whatever feels best for you. You don't have to stick right with me. This is very breath-paced, so I want you to move with your own breath. I guide and I give you those cues, so if this isn't super comfortable in your body yet, you learn to get comfortable with it. So we started mountain pose, nice and tall, hands open, sides of the body. Inhale, breath to take a big reach, maybe follow the gaze to the fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. We'll begin with the forearms to the knees, and we just think about hinging at the hips and leaning forward. Inhale, breath, and lift your right knee, any available amount. Now you can go hand at the back of the thigh, hand at the shin. Wherever you're at, I want you to think tall spine. Exhale, release that right side. Inhale, left side, left knee to the chest. We're nice and tall through the spine. Exhale, down. Cobra, inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze and the tailbone, so very much what we just did with cat-cow, so mimicking cow. Exhale, back to mountain. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up and over the head. Exhale, breath, hands, heart, center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold, forearms to the knees. Inhale, right side, knee to chest. Nice and tall. Perfect, go for it, Beth. Exhale, down. Inhale, left side, knee to chest. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, cobra, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale, breath, settle back to mountain pose, shoulders over hips. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, hands to heart center. Inhale, breath will rise. Exhale, breath this time. Maybe it's a bigger forward fold if that's appropriate for you. And if you're here and you're allowed and able, release the crown of the head towards the ground. Inhale, right knee lifts any amount. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side, we lift. Exhale, breath down. Inhale for cobra, pulling the heart forward, lifting the gaze and tailbone. Exhale, back to mountain. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up and over your head. Exhale, breath, hands to heart center. Inhale, breath, we rise. Exhale, breath to fold. And remember, you could always go knee to forearm. Inhale, right side, knee to chest, or the bigger extension if you choose. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, right side, knee to chest, or extend. Exhale, breath down, hands to knees, cobra, pull the heart forward, lifting the gaze. Exhale, breath back, mountain. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep the arms up. Exhale, breath, hands to heart center. Inhale, breath, rise. Exhale, breath, fold. Inhale, breath, right side, knee to chest, or that bigger extension. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side, we rise. Exhale, breath down. Cobra, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms, extended mountain. Exhale, breath, hands, heart, center. Let's go one final round. Inhale, breath, rise. Exhale, breath, fold. Inhale, breath, right side lifts any amount. Exhale, breath down. Yay! Inhale, breath, left side. It did me and you all did you. I love it. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, cobra. Pull the heart forward. Exhale, breath, mountain. I'm so proud of y'all. Inhale, circle, sweep your arms. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center. What you missed off camera, guys, is they did them and I did me. They did a big extend, even though I did this, and I love that for them. Hands at heart. Tune in to how the body feels right now. The beat of your heart, the rate of your breath, the energy that is moving through you. Gratitude that I have for my body, the gratitude that you should have for your body and what it's able to do today. Maybe you're not quite where you think you should be, but you're here, you're moving, you're breathing, you're aware of yourself. Let your hands rest down to your lap, and let's walk the feet just a bit forward. And we're just going to go into toe lift. So you're just lifting your toes. Anybody want to guess what this does for the body? Ankle flexion and extension. So keeps those ankles, which would be very important for what part of our life? Walking, standing, jumping, hopping, running. Absolutely, Miss Lois. Can't wait to see you out there running.
I used to.
Yeah, that's all right. We can still walk it. Listen, I had my first I'm a massage therapist dream. I'm like, I'm so proud of me. I did so good. All right, walk your feet back. For anybody that's maybe missed this, I am in school to become a massage therapist. We're gonna lift the heels. So walking the feet back in, ankles under the knees, and we're lifting. Now, if you wanted a little bit of resistance here, you could put a little bit of body weight behind this. You could stack some books, hold your dog, your cat, dumbbells, small child, spouse, housemate, couple soup cans. At the library, we could grab a stack of books. All right. I want you to bring your hands just above your knees. Now you're in control of how high your hands are above your knees. Just FYI. Tap your knee to your hand. Knee to your hand. So if your hand is up here, that's on you, boo. If your hands are a little lower, that's on you. You're choosing how much of a challenge you want this to be today. Now I still want you to sit really tall. We're not here. Unless you're at home and you're on the couch and you're doing this, you might be in that. My couch will swallow you whole and not spit you out. I desperately need a new couch and I just can't buy one yet. My dog is like laying on it. Yeah.
Good reason. Good reason.
She's getting there. I'll get new carpet then too.
Makes sense.
I love her dearly, but she's not getting a new couch. Y'all are doing so good today. Whew, why am I out of breath? It's all the talking. All right, let's settle there. Hands, sides of body. We're gonna go upper body, lower body for a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale and cactus your arms. Now, this morning, one of my ladies called this the six saguaro, so we're gonna do the six saguaro now. Your right hand, maybe give your right fingers a wiggle so you know which one's your right hand. Oh, it's sick. Okay, now, we're gonna take this and switch. Good, and switch. We're doing the best we can, yeah. And switch. Now remember, if you have had any bit of shoulder problems over the years, a replacement, an impingement, a break, if you have any little false pieces or parts in there, this may not feel very good. And if that means you gotta let one arm hang out while you work the other one, that's fine, okay? You're always honoring your body through your movement and your practice. So if you know that maybe you can only take one arm to here, that's okay. You're doing what works best for you. Does this work? Can I call this the sixth Saguaro? It's my class. I have to credit Diana. Thank you, Diana. She took a fall a few weeks ago and her right arm is not happy right now, but she's pushing through and trying her darndest. And so she called this the sixth Saguaro today. All right, let's let our Saguaro come back up. Nice and healthy Saguaro. Ooh, bring your arms down on the sides of the body. Now we're gonna find that like 45 degrees that we found earlier, okay? And we've done it here. We're gonna do it here. Turning the palms and rotating again through the upper arm bone, the humerus. And we're just exploring range of motion. And one arm may be very okay and the other one may not. Like, it's okay. This is all feedback. So what do I mean when I say that? Because I say that a lot. I like to put those little nuggets when I find a spot that's like a little not cooperative. I like to kind of put that in my little Rolodex of information so that the next time that I do this particular movement, I can be like, oh, you know, last time I was only able to turn my thumb to about 1 o'clock, but this time I can go to like 2 or 3 o'clock. So it's just information so that when we continue to practice, we can kind of evaluate how much progress we've had or we've made. Okay, let's shake those arms out. Whew. Let's go lower body. Now, I'm gonna need y'all to use your imagination unless you brought something with you today that you want to use as a prop. I'm gonna use my bottle today just for the sake of showing. So what I'm gonna do here is we're just gonna lift our leg up and over whatever. So it could be your imagination, it could be your water bottle if you brought one. If you brought your purse, you could pull your purse out and tuck it there. If you wanted to set a shoe there, if you took your shoes off today. And we're just gonna lift it up and over. Now, when we're lifting up and over, we're still thinking about being nice and tall through the core of the body. Yeah, nice. Good job, you guys. Now, I am a terrible counter. Math is not my forte. Are you counting for me, Joey?
It runs in my head all the time.
Okay. I just go until I'm like, dang, that felt like enough.
Old dance class habit, I've always got to do
Yeah,
that.
okay.
We're at 10.
We're at 10? Okay, that's probably sufficient then. We'll go to the other side. Joey says 10 is plenty. All right, other side, same thing. We're nice and tall. And we're just going to step over and come back. Now, if you're doing this at home and you would happen to have a yoga block or a stack of books or stack of magazines or a sleeping pet, you could tap, and tap and go over whatever is there. So it just adds a little extra element. Where are we at, Joey?
We just did 7.
8. Are we counting in and out? Or are you counting it as one movement?
Full cycle.
Okay, where are we at?
11.
Okay, well, we probably ought to stop. We're going to be uneven. Our left glute's going to be bigger than our right glute now. We're going to be uneven.
I have no glutes.
Well, maybe we need to do more.
Now it's a birth defect.
Oh, stop. All right. Take your legs out into goddess legs. Now, goddess legs. Uttkara Konasana. Inner thighs are engaged. So when we are open in this nice wide stance, our toes are pointed out. We're going to bring our hands to the outside of our legs. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to resist. So you're going to push your outside of your knee into your hand. Okay? Relax. We're going to do this with breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, push. Good. Breathe in and relax. Exhale, push. See if I can keep count of 3. Inhale, or 5 totally. Exhale, that was 3. Breathe in, relax. Exhale, push for 4. Good, one more. Inhale, relax. Exhale, push. Good. Go ahead and relax. Now, just kind of a little soft windshield wiper. Now we're going to do the reverse of that. So we're going to make fists, and we're going to bring them on the inside of our thighs. And we're going to push against them. Okay, so we're just going to do 5. Whew. Okay, breath in. And breath out, push. Good. Breathe in, relax. Exhale, push. Inhale, breath, relax. Exhale, push. Inhale, breath. Exhale, push. Last one. Breathe in. Exhale, push. Very nice. Relax. A little soft windshield wiper. Okay. We're going to bring the hands to the thighs. And we're going to do, this also is my solid gold move. We're going to take our left shoulder, drop it to the center, keep your left arm straight, then look over your right shoulder. Okay. Really lean into that left hand while you look over the right shoulder. Come through center on your inhale. And exhale, drop your right shoulder to the center, look over your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder drops in, we look over right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder drops in, we look over left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left drops in. And up, right, exhale, right side. Good. Inhale, back to center. My apologies, my brain went blank for a minute. All right, heel toe those feet back into center. Okay, what else did I want to do? We did the goddess legs, we did shoulder rolls, we did the six aguero. Let's do one more here seated before we come to stand. I want you to bring your legs close together. Now, this is a really nice one to do, again, if you would happen to have a yoga block at home. We're pushing the thighs together. We're really squeezing. Now, we're going to see how this works. And we're going to try to lift the right leg out. So all we're doing is rotating through the hip joint here, and you're just going to lift your leg. Ooh, and then bring it back to center. Okay, squeezing, left. And it's not going to be a huge movement. And then right. And then center. And left. And center. So this works hip mobility. We'll just keep going while I chat. Low back. Anybody else want to guess what else this might activate? Pelvic floor. Were you going to say that? Yes. You've been with me long enough. I try to toss it in.
I don't think we've had this one before.
No, this is a new one. So this one now is going to be kind of hard seated, but when you're at home, you could lay down on the floor. You could lay down in bed. Hold a firm pillow between your knees or just this way, and you're going to try to pull the feet away from each other. Now, seated, it's a little bit more difficult, but you really got to focus on sitting really tall. Okay. So this is, like I said, seated, this is a little bit more difficult to do both apart. It's a little easier to go one at a time. And I shouldn't necessarily say easier, but more accessible to keep a nice tall spine to go one at a time. Okay. All right, beautiful. All right, let's take a little march in our seat. Get those feet moving. Now remember, when we come up to stand, we're also going to do the same thing. We're going to take a couple of marches as we arrive at standing just to help level out the blood pressure when we go from seated to standing. Whenever you're ready, we're just going to go ahead and come up to stand, take a couple little marches. Unconventional, this is going to be a new space for us today as well. I want you to turn your chair around so that the back of it is facing me. How many of you all have sore shoulders periodically? Okay. So you got to give credit where credit is due. Dick, thank you. Dick shared this with me this morning, and this worked out beautifully in both of my classes I taught this morning. As I said, I've really been focusing on the rotator cuff a lot today. And he goes, oh, here's something I do. And I'm like, oh, this is actually really good. So I do a ragdoll fold in my more traditional mat-based classes where we just fold over and we just kind of dangle. So that's kind of what we're going to do. But we're going to use the chair for support. So facing your chair, I want you to step off kind of to the right just a little bit so that your left foot is lined up with the seat. Okay. Now I'm going to want you to bend your knees, okay, and place your left hand on the seat. Now the reason we're bending our knees is to try to keep our back as long and straight as we're able to. Okay. If it would be easier, y'all are close to tables, you could go over to the table and put your hand on the table if it would be easier. We're going to let that right arm dangle. Okay. Now start to take your right arm in a clockwise direction. Now I want you to imagine that that right arm is just moving on its own accord. You're not engaging a whole lot here. You're just letting that arm circle in its joint. Take a breath in and a breath out. Try to really think about a nice long flat spine from the crown of your head to your tailbone while you're letting that arm dangle. Now let's take it counterclockwise. Letting that arm dangle. If your arm could be a limp noodle, it's a limp noodle. Limp little spaghetti noodle. Linguine, angel hair. Ramen. Man, y'all, I made a really good dish last week with ramen noodles in it. Oh my gosh. So good. All right, pause here. Let that arm float back to stillness. Take a look down to the ground. We are going to bend deeper into your left leg. Let your right leg straighten but not lock out, so you've got a soft bend. Big inhale, breath, reach your right hand up to the sky. Your booty's going to stick out a little bit. You're going to pop your hip out. Big bend in the left leg, micro bend in the right knee. So good. Exhale, float that right arm back down. Inhale, breath, reach your right hand back to the sky. All right, now let's find some big circles. Start to circle your right arm like you're backstroking through the swimming pool. Really exploring your range of motion. Good. Go 3 times. You got it, girlfriend. Good. Now, switch directions and freestyle. Freestyle. Whoosh. I couldn't think of freestyle earlier today. I felt really ridiculous. My daughter swam for 3 years, and I'm like, what is that called? All right, next time the arm comes to the sky, take your gaze up, look up, and exhale, fold that right hand back down. Slide back up to a nice tall spine, take some shoulder rolls, shake out whatever needs shaking out. We like it shaken, not stirred. Okay, over to the other side. All right, so now step to the other side of your chair so you're standing at the right side. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna bend into our knees, put our right hand on the chair. You like a shaken drink instead of a stirred drink too? Umbrella or no umbrella, ma'am?
Whatever.
All right, nice and long through the spine. Anytime I don't put a clip in my hair, I wonder why I didn't put a clip in my hair. All right, that left arm, let's go counterclockwise. Just start kind of stirring the pot, you will. This is the only pot I want to know that you're stirring. Let that left arm just dangle. Don't forget to breathe. Try to keep your spine nice and long. You know that was for you. It's always for you. It's also for me because I also forget to breathe. All right, switch directions. Clockwise with that left arm. Nice big breath in. Big breath out. All right, start to let your left arm move to stillness. Now, we're gonna straighten the left leg, but not lock it out. Right knee, nice deep bend. Inhale, reach your left hand all the way up to the sky, big stretch. Exhale, float it back down. Inhale, left arm sweeps to the sky. We bend deep into the right knee, soft bend to the left. All right, backstroke. 3 big backstrokes. And then we'll turn it to freestyle and come forward. Next up's going to be the butterfly. I missed my calling. I should have been a comedian. Okay, stop with your left hand to the sky. Woo, bring that hand down. Let it just shake out. A nice slow roll all the way up to a nice tall mountain. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears, down your back. Sometimes I think I'm the only one that thinks I'm funny though. Okay. All right, how's that feel? Yeah, all right. Okay, let's go ahead and turn our chair back around so that we're standing behind the back of the chair. I'm trying to give you all I got today since I won't see you all for 2 months. Not here. I won't be back here for 2 months. There were no days in October that I could reserve for here that our schedules matched up, so I apologize. Okay, let's go heel lift and down, up and down, up and down. If you're feeling spicy, you could throw your arms in on this. And let your heels bounce. Keep your knees soft. And you could just stay right here too. You could even alternate. Just kind of march. Whatever feels right for you. Okay, we'll stop there. Let's go toe lift. So you're just leaning back into your heels and you're lifting your toes. Somebody the other day stopped me and told me that when they first started class with me, taking the chair class, that they were constantly watching the time. That they were just not someone who was used to just sitting down for an hour. Right? And they shared with me that they don't even look at their watch now during class. And I said, I kind of do the same thing. Like the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of class, I'm like, this is taking forever. Like, what else am I going to do? How's it going to go? Am I going to have enough time to get through it all? Do I have too much? And then I look at the clock, I'm like, oh my gosh, we haven't even got through this yet. March. Like we just haven't even gotten through what I wanted to get through. There's so much more on this paper. And it's almost time to settle down. I hope you all kind of feel the same way. I feel like time is like disappears. And we march and we march. Okay. Settle. All right, we're gonna do one little balance and then we're gonna stretch out calves and then we'll come back down to have a seat. I want you to take your right foot and you can be close to your chair here or you could turn sideways, whichever makes you feel more safe. And we're gonna step that right foot ahead and then we're gonna snuggle the left foot right behind it so that your toes snuggle right into the back of your right heel. So we're essentially trying to get the feet on the same line. Now, if you've ever had a break in your ankle, if you have any pins or screws or anything in there that's making you a bionic person, this might be a little difficult. Our goal here is to be able to do this without holding on. We're going to be a little wobbly, and that's okay. And it's crazy to think that standing like this works balance, but it definitely does. Take a breath in through your nose because breath is really important when we balance. And exhale. 15 more seconds. You can do this. Breathe in. And breathe out. I think I can see the second hand on that clock. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Relax. Okay, other side. We'll take the left foot to the front. We're going to snuggle our right toes right to the back of our left heel. And we're going to do our best to let go of the chair. Maybe if we feel like we need it, we can go to just a finger. Or maybe we just rest the hand at the back and we kind of hover it there. Okay, take a breath in. And a breath out. I am definitely overdue for my eye exam. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, breath. Almost there. I'm saving my joke till we're done. Breathe in. And breathe out. Aren't we glad we didn't get tightrope walker as our job, right? I'd be in trouble. Of course, we would train for the job. We wouldn't just hop on the tightrope and go for it. We would train for it. And that's what we're doing. Next lifetime. Right foot close to your chair. We're going to take a big step back for your body with your left foot. I feel like I'm right in this camera today. Okay. Right hand can move if you would like movement. Doesn't have to move. You can keep both hands on the back of your chair and just straighten the legs. All right. Inhale, we reach and we lift that left heel from the ground. Both legs are straight. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Send that left heel to the ground. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Inhale, breath, lift. Exhale, breath down. Now we're going to stay right here and breathe. So we're sending the left heel down towards the ground. It's still slightly elevated. We're keeping some space between the heel and the ground. Both hands can come to the chair. We've got that slight bend in the front knee. Breathe in. And breathe out. Think about the muscle that you're stretching. Breathe in. Visualize it lengthening. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, straighten both legs. Step your left foot in. Now, we're going for our shorter little stance. So your right toes are to 12 o'clock. We're going to put our heel on essentially the same line. Feet are 10 or 12 inches apart. Your left toes are pointed somewhere between 10 and 11 o'clock. And then we're going to squat down like you're getting your picture taken and you're in the front row. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out. So we have two muscles in our calf muscle that we really need to try to stretch daily. So these are stretches that you can do at home. So we stretch the first stretch that we did with that longer stance. We're stretching the big muscle that you can see. That's your gastrocnemius. And then behind that, there's this tiny little muscle called the soleus. That's where we're stretching here. And it's important that we stretch them both. So if you don't do anything else throughout your day, take 5 minutes and try to stretch. 4 minutes on each side, 1 minute on each, and then take a minute to balance. 30 seconds, that little staggered stance. And let's come up. Whew. All right, let's go other side. Left foot close to the chair. Right foot takes a big step back for your body. And remember, if you're leaning out like this, I need you to pull that chair in so that you're nice and tall through your spine. Front knee over front ankle, right heel is lifted. If you would like a bit of movement, we can move the left arm here. Inhale, straighten both legs, reach. Exhale, send that right heel down to the ground, front knee over front ankle. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Maybe one more. Inhale. Exhale, down. I told you, Joey, I'm terrible at counting. Send that right heel to the ground. I know, I thought that was the fourth one. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was one extra one. It'll be okay. So the right heel, we're sending it down towards the ground. We're keeping that left knee bent. Still tall through the spine, through the core. Breathing. One more, in through the nose. Out through your nose. Good, straighten both legs. Bring that right foot in. Now we're going to shorten the stance. Left toes to 12 o'clock. Right toes somewhere between 1 and 2. Heels are mostly on the same line. Okay. And then we take a squat. Front row of a picture, you're too tall, get short. Breathe in. and breathe out. Now this muscle, we really can't see it, so we just have to visualize this long, thin muscle stretching. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, breath. And exhale. Inhale, rise. Ooh, shake it out, shake it out. All right. It is time, friends. It's time to come back to our seats. Phew. I hope you feel good. Feel great. Oh, Lois. All right, settle into your seat, little rock through the sits bones. Make sure you feel yourself grounding down, your feet nice and flat. Hands rest on your lap, shoulders stack above your hips, chin parallel to the ground. As you breathe in, feel a lift through the crown of your head, a lengthening of the spine, and exhale. Allow yourself to root down through your seat, through the soles of your feet. Maybe your eyes close down. And let's take a moment to evaluate. Maybe find those same movements that you found at the opening of class. Maybe a little tilt of the head, a little roll of the neck, a little roll of your shoulders, a little side to side stretch through the waist. Maybe a little twist left, a little twist right. Maybe a little lift of the legs, a roll of the ankle, a roll of the wrist. Settle back to stillness. And notice how you feel now compared to 55 minutes ago. Noticing if your breath feels a bit more easeful, complete. Notice the thoughts in your mind. Are you finding it to be a little more quiet, a little bit more still? Soften the skin across your forehead and the space between your eyebrows. Notice the weight of your eyelids, softening the gaze or closing your eyes. Gently draw your lips together. Let the teeth move slightly apart. Relax your jaw. Notice the softness of your shoulders. Allow yourself to be aware of your breath, how warm and full and gentle it is. Bring awareness to your right hand, your right arm, your left hand, and your left arm. Both arms are still and at ease. Notice your right foot, your right leg, your left foot, and your left leg. Both legs completely still and at ease. Allow yourself to rest in this space of awareness and ease for just a few minutes more. bring our hands together at heart center. Letting the thumbs come to rest at the heart space, bowing our heads. And here we find a moment of gratitude for this practice, to you for making space in the day, and for this opportunity to come together in community and in collective energy. Let's take a clearing breath together before we close. A full inhale through the nose, and a big exhale with ease. May your life be free of struggles. May your heart be open. May your body be filled with joy and ease. May you share your gifts with the world. And may you know your truest self in this lifetime. Together we say, Namaste. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today. I hope you will join me again soon. Don't forget, you can always join me at the Senior Center here in town on Mondays at 11. All Thursdays except the third Thursday of the month at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then for those of you watching at home, you can always catch me on YouTube.